Next, to get a more recent perspective, Sean Morrow. We just heard how confrontational the DMZ was along the front lines back in the 60s. You took command of the Joint Security Area United Nations Command Security Battalion in the summer of 2018 under much different circumstances. There was the historic North-South Summit in the JSA in April 2018, so there was a sense of engagement. What can you tell us about this environment of engagement and working with the North Koreans in Panmunjom?
Thank you, sir. And thanks, General Brooks, and thanks to all the folks that are listening in from Korea and from the United States. It's really great to be back with my brothers and sisters who are vets of the peninsula. Well, sir, in 2017 is when I found out I was going to take command in Panmunjom, and a very senior Army leader told me, Sean, make sure you are mentally prepared to go to war, because that was the environment in 2017. I was extraordinarily tense. In November of 2017, there was a defection by a North Korean soldier in Panmunjom. This is about 6 months before I arrived. But there was a gunfight. North Koreans shot their comrade as he crossed the border. He was rescued by UNC soldiers from United Nations Command. The soldiers on the DMZ did not engage the North Koreans. And I think that that was a critical decision by privates and sergeants and the leadership in Panmunjom back then before I arrived. Because had there been an all-out fight and we had dead soldiers on both sides, I'm not sure that what would have happened over the ensuing months actually would have occurred, because much to everyone's surprise, Chairman Kim on New Year's Eve of that year, going into 2018, changed his tone a little bit in his New Year's message to his nation. And only a few weeks after that, the North Koreans were participating in the Olympics. USFK and United Nations Command, working with the Korean government, leveraged these moments. And in April, there was the historic summit between President Moon and Chairman Kim. So as I was preparing to take command in June of 2018, it was clear that there was a change in the air, and I was coming into something much different than what I'd been told to prepare for. That summer of 2018, President Trump and Chairman Kim also had a historic summit, and in that they made some agreements. The first and possibly one of the most powerful moments I've been involved in my career was a repatriation of several remains from North Korea of US and Korean soldiers. And that happened in August of 2018, July and August of 2018 were those missions to bring those soldiers home. In September, President Moon and Chairman Kim signed a comprehensive military agreement. United Nations Command was able to support this agreement because it largely led towards many of the goals that United Nations Command have. And in the history of Panmunjom, since 1976, since Arthur Boniface was killed and Mark Barrett, there had not been a lot of engagement between the Security Battalion of United Nations Command and the North Korean Security Battalion. The Security Battalion, the US Security Battalion, my troops typically secured UNC senior leaders, diplomats from the US Embassy, Korean diplomats, but we did not participate. Our job was mainly security. But as we were given a seat at the table, the UNC was given a seat at the table in September of 2018, General Brooks and his staff decided that the Security Battalion was there every day on the ground. And perhaps there was a place for our team to be a little more involved than just securing the operations. And it was a great and empowering decision for us, because that started a tremendous amount of interpersonal engagement between the two security battalions. Over the course of the next 3 months, I personally was able to have about 40 interactions, prolonged interactions, hours at a time, with our North Korean counterparts, while supporting the work of UNC and UNCMAC and the Korean Army. I think the next question I'll hold off, sir, because I think that gets a little more into what the interactions were like. But that just speaks a lot to the shift that happened in 2017, 2018, why it happened. And for all those listening, that doesn't happen without nearly 70 years of standing ready and making sure things didn't get worse. So it was a long journey, and we still have a long way to go. But 2017 and 2018 was pretty amazing.